Okay, we are back for episode 2 of Cozy Corner, is what I've decided to call my JRPG series, where I sit way too close to the TV and play some fun little JRPGs. Now we are back with some early game recruiting in Eiyuden Chronicles, 100 Heroes. This is the spiritual successor to the Suikoden series. And to be blunt, it is quite good. So anyway, I'm 6 hours in, maybe. I'll do my best to not spoil too much, or keep things mild anyway. But the first twist occurred. I've got a filled out party, another 6 or so characters that I could choose from. The battles are random and turn-based. Oh, hi there. Oh, okay. Widget may grace us with her appearance here in a moment. We'll see. So I found the more I play, the auto battle is almost necessary. The battles are relatively basic. They're fun, but I find as far as like the normal enemies go, you really just want to set your party up with their gambits, essentially is what they are, and just auto battle. So you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to manually do all these battles, especially as often as they occur. I do take control from mini bosses, and even just difficult battles, or if I notice my health going down too fast. Let's see. So we're on a recruitment and resource gathering expedition, I guess you want to call it, looking to improve our new headquarters. Base building's always been a key subplot of the Suikoden series, and I am very pleased to say that it is back. It looks like Weiler here and possibly his sister Marin are going to be recruitable, I would assume. Willing to bet she's the friend that my main character's sister is off on an adventure with. 90% sure I'm going to find my sister when I find his. Or it's just a side quest. We'll see. The game's been packed full of them. There's a cool feature where if a character is required to be in your party for story purposes, but you don't want them to actually be in your battle group, you can put them over here in these last 3 attendant slots, and they basically let you use a majority of the characters you have that aren't story related in your party, because you can only put attendants if they're required to be. So right now, the main character, Noah, and Weiler, the character that I just earned, are the only ones that could be attendants. So, if that makes any sense. There was also, you could see, well, we'll go back to it another time, but I only have one character that is available for a support class right now, but I have her set in the support class. And she lets you change your party formation at save points instead of having to go to a town to do it. So that's actually kind of handy. Again, just going to auto battle. These enemies are not difficult. There's no sense in wasting the brain power going through it. So I really do like this game quite a bit. It's they haven't reinvented the wheel anywhere, but it's fun. And it's pretty, and I'm a sucker for these really, really good pixel art cartoony graphics. I just dig it. Several levels up, all right. So these new runes that you see being unlocked, they are just a secondary upgrade system that you have. You can equip various runes. Each character has one specific to them that I've found so far. And then as they level up, they unlock more slots where they can put in, like, your melee type characters can slot in runes for accuracy, speed, damage, that sort of stuff. Your long range and magical characters can slot in earth, fire, wind, water, elemental type runes that allow the corresponding spell slots to be used. So a little bit of depth, okay, there we go. I don't want to spend too much time running through menus with oh, I'm not up to that traveler's level yet. Might be able to come back and earn their respect. Oh, can't go further till recon's done because there's a big old monster. So it looks like all I'm going to get out of this area right now is resources, but once I level up a time or two, I'll come back and chat with that person that said I wasn't her level yet. Uh-oh. Or there is something going to happen here. I thought I was going to have to take this guy to one of the other locations on the map. I also have a little sister. Not personally. I was putting myself in Noah's shoes. I have a little brother. Although I'm ancient, so he's not very little at this point. As tropey as the story is, it's acted pretty well. Surprisingly, usually things get lost in translation, even the good ones. This one's pretty well handled. You can feel the sarcasm dripping from some of the characters. You can feel the silliness coming from a couple of them. It's pretty well done, and the battle banter is pretty amusing actually. You got a couple of eager beaver types that are, let's go teams, and a couple of WTF types. So trying to train myself to not drop F-bombs while I'm recording. We'll see how that goes. Not likely, but we'll see how it goes. So this guy here on the bottom left, Kagan, I can't remember. Kogan, I was right the first time. Right on. He was the first actual boss. Spoiler. But yeah. Anyway, if you've ever played a Suikoden game, you are gonna already know that you're gonna end up recruiting half the people that you fight throughout the game eventually. So that was relatively unsurprising. Oh well, shit. I didn't. You know what? I'll come back. Because it felt like I checked everywhere that I was able to check there, but then again, I'm not super observant either, so at least when it comes to games, I get very sidetracked. I have to stay focused in my professional life, so when I'm doing this, I tend to zone out. The enemy designs are pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to be in the background for me to find here, or if that was just a nope, looked like that was just part of the battle screen, I guess. Nothing important. So I'm wondering if that guy's sister's going to be over in one of these other woodsy locations, or if I'm just here to gather resources and maybe meet a person or two. I can't upgrade my castle until I have 28 members recruited. Or at least I can't upgrade it to a level 2 castle. Other upgrades require... Oh, can I not go anywhere here? I wish I wasn't concerned about a copyright claim. The music's rather good. Well, I don't know if concern's the right word. I'm a microscopic fish in YouTube's, universe-sized pond. But, I'd still hate to have to deal with some BS like that. So, but some of these areas do have a pretty thumping kick and beat. The Dappled Forest. And that's funny. I usually get annoyed when people read things out loud, but in front of me anyway. Like menus and shit. If I'm out to lunch with somebody and they're reading their menu out loud, no. Like, instantly want to smack them. Wouldn't, ever. But, still annoying. Oh, little lady lumberjack might be able to join me. $20 pieces of lumber. I should have 20 pieces of lumber. I've picked up a bunch, unless I left it all at the castle. Or maybe I've just got to find it here. Probably just have to find it here. $15 more. Probably 6 auto battles. Give or take. So yeah, pretty charming game. Pretty charming game. There are 2 other types of battle that I've found so far. Both are incredibly simple. One I like, one I don't. There is a duel system where you're just one-on-one dueling, and it's basically a rock, paper, scissors, only you have to guess based on what the character's dialogue boxes say, and I've always been notoriously bad at that sort of thing, and I just find it kind of annoying. The other one is a slightly more complicated, very, very mild strategy fight, and where you control like regiments on a battlefield and move them on a grid. There's a little bit of depth to it where you're, where if you're moving two regiments into the same square, they end up like pairing up and supporting each other into those squares. So there's actually a little bit of depth there, and who knows, it could get deeper as the game goes on. But so that one was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Still simple, but I enjoyed it. The dueling system, unless it gets more depth as the game goes on, I'm just gonna kind of breeze through those. So there's no auto battle option for those either, but that's all right. The one thing I will say I didn't care for about the regiment battles was they took a long time. Like each turn felt like they were just going and going and going, and it's like, come on, just okay. I've seen the animation. Let's move it on. A little feathered hat. There's some other equipment earlier I should have looked at. Let's see. It was not for him, though. Oh, it was. The Malachite ring. What's that do? Hit points by a lot. Nice. And that was an easy 20 lumber to grab for that lumberjack lady. If you haven't already noticed me checking the map constantly, I am just as bad when I'm driving. Yeah. If it was 20 years ago, I'd make a sexist joke about my directional ability, but, you know, it's 2024, so we won't be doing that anymore. 25 years ago, I don't know. So most of the characters in my party now are like brand new that I recruited very recently. Leanne on the top right is not. Yusuke I got relatively recently, but the other three, Zabi, Youthless, and Kobin, they're all very new to my party. And the only reason I have them is because, like Suikoden, characters who aren't in your party during battles do not gain experience. So it looks like it's going to benefit you to constantly rotate the lowest leveled characters into your party. That way you're keeping a broad range, because if my assumptions are right, there's going to get a point where you're going to have multiple parties going at once, and if you've not spread your leveling around, you're going to end up with one or two groups that are just really, really weak compared to the others. So it'd be kind of like in, you know, Final Fantasy VII, only leveling 2 of your characters and keeping one of them just garbage. Join us. All right, Karen. At least it's spelled different. It's spelled like Perrin from Wheel of Time, only with a K. There's a lot of borrowed names I'm noticing in this. Yusuke, Yusuke? I can't remember how, Alright, so yeah, it looks like I did need to stay over there and try to help that guy find his sister. But also, maybe now I'm high enough level to recruit that other person too. We'll see. So yeah, for anybody who liked the Suikoden series, anybody who recently played Sea of Stars, well, hi, Widget. Oh, I was going to lift you up so everybody could see you better. All right. Well, if you want to come up later, you know where I'm at. I have a gray tabby named Widget that I post shorts about. She's cute, funny, and an utter pain in my ass. So she's a cat. So I was thinking the other day about games that would benefit from this sort of style. And in particular, series that have just kind of disappeared on us. You know, the Octopath Travelers, the HD 2D style. You know, there's been quite a bit of things lately, you know, in the past 10 years that have really blown up. And I'd really like to see a few other titles make use of it. One in particular is Ultima. And I know more recent Ultimas have been, you know, more on the open world action RPG with depth type of game. But remember Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar? It was the one with no real enemy, you were just trying to become a really good person the entire game. With its 8 playable characters, and you could choose one to be your leader, and the others all ended up being in your party, and your starting town differed depending on which character you chose, and it was just so good back in the day, and ahead of its time, and badly misunderstood. I'd love to see that get remade in an HD 2D style. Like, that would be... God, that'd be gorgeous. Alright, so let's put this guy back in a support, or an attendant slot again. And see if we can actually find his sister this time around. So let's actually check the map so we can look everywhere. Gather up more of this stuff. The resources are for your town. The meat, the fruits, the lumber and stone. It's all stuff that you use to either feed your population or build new additions to your town. Which I haven't really done any of yet. Well, much of yet. But yeah, good stuff. You'd think this guy in pink and purple with the wind and stuff would be more badass the way he stands. He's really not. He's relatively mid, but that's alright. I'll rotate some different people in here once I find a safe spot. Mix the party up. Quite a few of these guys have leveled up, so... Speaking of... And since I've leveled up several times, I guess I should talk to you again. Hey, looks like it's going to happen automatically. Oh, something else is going to happen here. Ooh, monsters in the heart of the forest. Ooh, still not up to her level yet. And there we go. Oh, looks like Widget's going to grace us with her presence after all. Hi! Do you not want me to play games anymore? Or is there a bug that you want to get? Oh, there is. Looks like a fly got in the house. You better hunt him. I'm going to go back to playing games. Oh-ho! Little puffball boss. It reminds me of a Pokemon, but I don't know enough about the series to say which. Again, I'm old. Sorry. Pokemon's not something I ever was able to get into. I did play quite a bit of Go, those like summer and a half that it was popular. Like quite a bit. Like used to stand that trainer tips dude. It's kind of funny. I should look his channel up. I wonder what he's up to. Probably still playing that game. Speaking of other channels, repping the Founders Edition Second Wind shirt today. The former Escapist Bad Boys. Yahtzee and Nick and the rest of the crew, they've been a part of my internet experience for a while. Oh, she was just being thoughtful. Silly goose. I used to have a cat named Goose. He got antifreezed by a neighbor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I could prove it, they'd be in jail or I'd be in jail. Oh, so here I am recruiting the brother-sister. Some of these earlier members have been rather easy to recruit. Nice. Looks like my sister's not involved, but that's alright. I've been wrong before. I was like in my early 30s before I started admitting I was ever wrong. But it happens now and then. She said herbs. I know technically it's like it's like acceptable or whatever, but can't trust anybody that calls herbs herbs. I'll die on that hill. All right, let's mix the party up a little bit since I got a jillion new people here. Let's see. Let's switch you out for. Oh, I guess I gotta go home before they're available. Okay. One or more party members cannot be set as a companion. I'm not even sure what that means. Oh, I do have some new people. I'm not sure what it's trying to tell me to do. I don't know why it won't let me go. Oh, Weiler can't be an attendant anymore. That makes sense. Okay. Whew. Wow, that was annoying. When I removed him from the party, he said, yeah, well, I'm not going to do it because it was in a really obnoxious voice. And I won't be able to do it without making the voice, and y'all don't want to listen to me make that voice. So, here we go. Might as well check and see if they let me up there the rest of the way now that I've got her, because... Nope. All right. Looks like it's back to the castle to see what event triggers now that I've got a few new people, and go forward from there. But yeah, I think going back to the Ultima thing, I don't know how many people played that. It's an older series. The Quest of the Avatar, I played it on Super Nintendo. I know the PC versions were very much better from what I understand, but God, it would be good in this style. Somebody should do something about that. Richard, Garrett, Lord British, get on that. You know, if you stumble across my micro channel. Did I say Garrett? Garriott? I can't remember. It's one of the two. But he answers to Lord British, so... Heavyset guy's got some good dialogue. So yeah, this here's the old headquarters I'm building. It's an ancient ruin. Ruin? Why are you saying it like that? And there she is. There she is. So anyway, I don't want to give away any of the, story stuff by triggering any events for people, but I don't know, I'm having fun with these little short dives in various parts of Eiyuden Chronicles, 100 Heroes, and I think I'm going to keep this cozy corner series going. So we'll be back 2, 3, maybe 4 days, we'll see. Sometime next week we'll be back and do some late early game, early mid game, depending on where I'm at. It's hard to say for sure, but it's going to be gameplay with very few spoilers, and I hope you join me. Anyway, I'm Tim. I'll see you next time.